Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da 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 da. Yo. What up, though, people? Good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody back to the Keep It a C-Note podcast. I am your boy Brown. We are here for the Week 10 NFL recap. Sunday was another goofy day in the NFL. Let's start it off in Dallas. We had Atlanta going to Dallas, and they got the brakes beat off of them. Shout out Dak Prescott bouncing back from that horrible game last week. He threw for 296, 2 touchdowns. Zeke ran for 42 yards and 2 touchdowns. C.D. Lamb, total monster, 698, 2 touchdowns. Dallas is 7-2, people. How you feeling about the Cowboys? Matty Ice, 117, 2 interceptions. Matty Ice looking like Matty Ice. They didn't do much on the ground. Gallman had 53 yards. Kyle Pitts, come on, there's no Calvin Ridley there. All the other receivers are duds. 4 for 60 is not going to cut it if you're going to be a big-time tight end in the league. I'm just saying. ATL is now 4-5, people. Next up, we had New Orleans. They went to Tennessee. Shout out to the Titans pulling off the 23-21 victory. Tannehill, 213 and a touchdown. He also ran for a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. AP, 21 yards on the ground. Shout out Marcus Johnson. Who? Marcus Johnson, man. Who? Nah, real rap, though. Shout out Marcus Johnson. 5 catches, 100 yards. Tennessee, 8-2. 6-game winning streak. Out those 6 games, 5 of those teams that they've won against playoff teams. What y'all think about Tennessee, people? Are they a Super Bowl team without Derrick Henry? They ain't lost without him, I'm just saying. Keep it a C-Note, let us know. Simeon, he played all right. 298, 2 touchdowns. No Kamara. Mark Ingram, though, he played pretty good. 47 yards, a touchdown, and he had 4 catches for 61 yards. Traquan Smith, 444 and a touchdown. New Orleans is 5-4. What you thinking? Next up, we had Jacksonville. They went to Indy. Indy came out with the win, 23-17. Carson Wentz threw for $180. Shout out Jonathan Taylor, $116 on the ground and a touchdown. They said he got some type of streak going on with these touchdowns in consecutive games. I don't know, but he definitely be rocking. Pittman Jr., he only had 5 for 71. Like I said, Carson Wentz only threw for $180. They got a touchdown on special teams off a block punt. You know, they're 5-5 now, 500. What you think about Wentz and them? Do they got a shot at the playoffs? Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, 162. Jamal Agnew had 79 on the ground and a touchdown. James Robinson, 67 on the ground and a touchdown. And Dan Arnold led them in receptions, 5 for 67. Jacksonville is horribly 2-7. Yikes. Next up, Cleveland. They went to New England and they got routed 45-7. Yikes. Mac Jones, 198 and 3 touchdowns. We had what's his name? Rockmondre Stevenson, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kendrick Bourne, 498 and a touchdown. New England, I don't know. What y'all think? 6-4. They defense is stout. That boy Judon, he definitely be rocking. What y'all think about New England? Their playoff team? How y'all feel about Mac Jones? Cleveland now, they came in the game. They didn't have Nick Chubb. He like every other game right now.
My man Baker Mayfield had 73 yards, a touchdown, interception. He got knocked out the game. Case Keenum came in. He threw for 87 yards. Dearness Johnson, 99 on the ground. He had 7 catches for 58 yards. Hooper, 425 and a touchdown. They also lost my man in this game. They used to play for the Rams last year, a cornerback. He got carted off Hill. So Cleveland 5-5. What y'all think about Cleveland, people? They not looking too good. I had them winning the division. That looks like a no-go. Next up, Buffalo. They went to Jersey and they beat the brakes off the Jets 45-17. Josh Allen 366, 2 touchdowns, a pick. Singletary had 43 yards on the ground and a touchdown. We had a Stephon Diggs sighting. 162 and a touchdown. Matt Breida 28 yards on the ground and a touchdown. And he had 3 catches for 22 yards and a touchdown. Buffalo 6-3, people. The Jets. Mike White. Yikes. He even got benched in this game, if I'm not mistaken. 251, 4 interceptions. Damn. And he was feeling himself. He came in, he won that game. He was looking good on Thursday night, got hurt. He started talking crazy about he should have been the number 1 draft pick that year. 4 interceptions. Reality hits you that fast when you're playing pro sports, I guess. Michael Carter had 39 yards on the ground and a touchdown, and he also caught 4 for 43. Elijah Moore, 3 for 44 and a touchdown. He's starting to get in the end zone every week, people. Fantasy tip. I'm just saying. The Jets, 2-7. Next up, Detroit. Detroit had a chance to do a couple things in Pittsburgh, and they didn't do any of them. They didn't lose, though. For the record, they didn't lose. 16-16 tie. 16-16 tie. They had a chance to get their first win of the season. And they said they ain't won in Pittsburgh since like 55 or something. They 0-9. They was 0-9. They had a chance to break that streak. They said last time they beat Pittsburgh, they had more titles than Pittsburgh, and the Crafts didn't own Pittsburgh yet. But they didn't lose. Jared Goff, 114. DeAndre Swift, 130 on the ground. And then we had Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4 for 61. TJ Hawkinson, no catches, 1 target. Really? Really? Detroit is 0-8-1. How about your boy Big Ben? Last minute, he caught the vid. He couldn't play. So they had to go with Rudolph as the quarterback. 242, a touchdown and interception. Najee Harris, a $105 on the ground. And Deontay Johnson had 7 for 83 yards. They could actually won their game. Their tight end, Pat, however you say his name. I ain't even going to get that joint twisted. He fumbled at the end with like 9 seconds left. And there we have a tie that Najee Harris said he didn't know anything about the games finishing in a tie. I don't know where he's been, but shout out to Donovan McNabb. TJ Watt got hurt in that game, so that's a big injury. We need to watch for that. Pittsburgh, they 5-3-1. What you think about them? Playoff team? I don't know, not without Watt. That's just me, I'm just saying. Next up, we had Tom Brady and the Buccaneers coming off a bye, playing an underachieving Washington team that was also coming off a bye. And Washington treated Tampa Bay. Like, really, Tampa Bay? Really, Brady? 29-19? Heineke, 256 and a touchdown? Antonio Gibson, 64 on the ground and 2 TDs? DeAndre Carter had 3 for 56 and a TD as well. They got the win. They won the battle. They didn't win the war, though. They saying Chase Young might have tore his ACL. I mean, that's a devastating blow to a defense that was already bottom 5. So, that's a bad blow. Pause. Brady, he threw for 220, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Fournette, 47 yards on the ground. Mike Evans, 2 catches, 62 yards and a touchdown. Tampa Bay is now 6-3. What do you think about that game, people? I mean, I don't know. Tampa Bay, they defense. I know they was my defense on fantasy football. I'm about to cut them. They stink. Next up, Carolina. Cam Newton, he was back. They went to Arizona. Kyler Murray, late scratch. DeAndre Hopkins didn't play. It's cool they had Colt McCoy. They beat the brakes off Dallas last week. But that was last week. Carolina beat the brakes off of them this week, 34-10. P.J. Walker, he threw for 167, had an interception. Cam Newton, he threw for 8 yards, but he threw for a touchdown, so shout out to that. Christian McCaffrey, 95 on the ground and 10 catches for 66 yards. He also had a touchdown. Robbie Anderson, 437 and a touchdown. I don't know. They saying Cam may start next week. We will see. Colt McCoy, buck 07 and an interception. He also got knocked out the game. Connor, he had 39 on the ground and a touchdown. Christian Kirk, 7 for 58. Arizona's now 8-2. I don't know what's going on with your ankle, Kyler, but you need to get it together ASAP. I'm just saying. Next up, Minnesota. They went to SoFi Stadium out of LA to meet the Chargers, and they came away with a 27-20 victory. Kirk Cousins, 294, 2 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins did his thing. I ain't even going to lie. Dalvin Cook, 94 yards on the ground, and he had 3 catches for 24 yards. Justin Jefferson, 9 for 143. Shout out to that. And he plays with an arrogance. He caught the ball on the sideline in one play. My man Keenan Allen was sitting on the sideline with his head down and his lap pouting and all that. Gave him that, like, you this on me. Shout out to that. Tyler Conklin, he had 3 catches for 11 yards. 2 of those catches was touchdowns. Minnesota's 4-5. Herbert, 195, touchdown and an interception. He looked so-so. I guess that's the young quarterback thing. Eckler, 44 yards on the ground, and Keenan Allen had 8 for 98. The Chargers are now 5-4, people. Next up, we had Philly. Philly stand up. They went to Denver, and they beat the brakes off the Broncos, 30-13. The first half was kind of close, but second half, the Eagles, they turned up. Shout out Jalen Hurts, 178, 2 touchdowns, an interception. Could Jordan Howard be the secret success to this team? 83 yards on the ground. Devontae Smith, 4 for 66, and not 1 but 2 touchdowns. I see you, Abel. Talk your Devontae Smith talk, Abel. Huh? The Eagles are running the ball, people. And that defense actually looks okay. I didn't say it looks great, but it looks okay at times. I mean, every other team in the league don't got no good defense. So I don't know. Slay, he said, give me those. He ran something back on a fumble recovery. Very interesting. I was very impressed with Philadelphia. They're now 4-6. I can't lie. I said they would only win 4 games this year. I was wrong. Actually, I'm going to keep it a C-note with you. I was wrong about the Eagles winning 4 games, and I will go on the record and look everybody in their face and say they will win 6 games this year. That's a fact. I'm just saying. Teddy Bridgewater threw for 226. Melvin Gordon, 45 yards on the ground and a touchdown. And Noah Fant had 5 for 59. Denver is in the basement right now at 5-5. They're in the basement of the AFC West. Next up, we had Russell Wilson. He was back. Seattle, they was at Lambeau Field to take on Green Bay. And they got shut out 17-0. First time ever in Russell Wilson's career that he was shut out. They even had him in at the end of the game trying to get some points on the board to save his record, but it was a no-go. Aaron Rodgers, 292 in an interception. A.J. Dillon, shout out A.J. Dillon, 66 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. Plus, he had 2 catches for 62 yards. He turned up Devontae Adams, 7 for 78. Green Bay is 8-2. They did lose Aaron Jones. So we don't know how severe that injury was. Have Aaron Jones. My fantasy football team this year, people. Injuries has killed my team the whole year. Good golly, Miss Molly. But Aaron Jones, anyway, he's starting to lose a lot of his touches to Corey Dillon. It's like when Aaron Jones in the game, no matter, and he can run 3 straight plays for 12-plus yards, and he's not going to get the ball that much more off. I don't know. Russell Wilson, 161 and 2 interceptions. He looked a little rusty. Yes, I said rusty. Vito said pro athletes don't get rusty. That boy looked rusty. Alex Collins, 41 yards on the ground. Gerald Everett, 8 for 63. Seattle is in the basement of the NFC West. Sunday Night Football was a shocker, but it wasn't a shocker. I had Kansas City winning, but I didn't think they would beat the brakes off of Vegas like this. They came away with the 41-14 victory in Vegas. Patrick Mahomes, 406 and 5 touchdowns. He lit them boys up. Darrell Williams, 43 on the ground. 9 for 101 and a touchdown. If you had him in fantasy football and you started him, shout out to you, Kelsey. He was a monster. He looked like the best tight end in the league. 119, and Tyreek Hill, he had 7 for 83 and 2 touchdowns. Kansas City 6-4, people. Watch out for them. This is the time of the season where people gonna start making their runs. Watch out for them. I think they got Dallas next, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll see. Derek Carr, 261, 2 touchdowns and interception. He ran for 18 yards. He actually led the team in rushing, if I'm not mistaken. Where is Josh Jacobs at? Brian Edwards, 388 and a touchdown. And Hunter Renfrow had 7 for 46 and a touchdown. Vegas is now 5-4, people. So, like I said again, Sunday was an interesting day in the NFL. What's your take? Did your team win? If your team won yesterday, drop your team in the comments. Let us know. Like I said, Tennessee, 6-game winning streak. Shout out Ice Pick, my boy Ice Pick. I see you, Tennessee ball. 6-game winning streak. 5 of those games, they've beat teams that are playoff teams right now. It's Tennessee Titans, the best team in football right now. Let us know. Mac Jones. Mac Jones is out there breaking records. Who? Mac Jones. Is Mac Jones the rookie of the year? Let us know. I'm going to double down on the Mac Jones pause. Pick one, clip one right now. Who would you take as your quarterback? Mac Jones? Justin Herbert. Pick one, clip one. Next up. I just gave you guys 6 wins. But for everybody else, this is the NFC East, even though Dallas looks like the clear runaway with that division. Will the Eagles make the playoffs? What's your thoughts? Let us know. Kansas City is back in first place in the AFC West at 6-4. Every other team is 5-4 except for Denver, who's 5-5. Who will win the AFC West, people? Let us know. Who you got winning the AFC West? Next thing that I want to ask you, shout out to DeAndre Swift. He had like 30-something totes. And you're not really seeing that. Most of the top running backs nowadays are going to give you 18 to 20 carries. So I want to ask y'all, is the days of the traditional running back over in the NFL? Derrick Henry, we're going to scratch Derrick Henry. He's an exception. He's not human. He's a machine. But besides for Derrick Henry, you don't really see too many running backs getting those totes. Is the days of the traditional running back, that mean 30 totes, 25, 30 totes a game, is those days of those running backs over? Let us know. Last but not least, I've had a lot of people hit me up. Oh, Brown, you said Odell was done. Oh, Brown, you said it's over for him. Now what you guys say, because he's a Ram? What you think I got to say? Welcome to L.A. Odell Beckham Jr. Let's get this chip. But I don't want you guys to be fooled. I don't care how good Odell looks with our coach, with our quarterback, and our offense. Odell was done. My point being this. Antonio Brown looks good with Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. Why? Because there's so many weapons on that offense, he can just do him. So when you see, or if you see Odell looking real good with us, just remember we have the best wide receiver in the game in Cooper Kupp. And that boy Van Jefferson is not a slouch. You heard it from me here first. Watch out for that boy Van Jefferson. Shout out to Robert Woods. He tore his ACL in practice the other day. I think that was the last you'll see Bobby Woods as a Ram. I was going to come on this week before he tore his ACL, and I was going to tell you that if Odell looks so okay, like he can be a number 3 receiver, then we probably were going to get rid of Bobby Woods at the end of the season. Cap casualty probably to save money, and probably came out cheaper keeping Odell in L.A. But now that he's hurt, I'm pretty sure he's played his last game in L.A. Shout out to Robert Woods. Definitely a dog. Last but not least, Monday Night Football, people. You're being blessed. You get to see the Rams against the bottom. Well, they will be back in the bottom after the game. You got the Rams at San Fran to take on the Niners. You know who I got, people. Who do you have? Let us know. Well, anyway, it's early morning. I ain't even had my coffee yet, so I'm going to go ahead and diddy bop on out of here. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Keep showing love on social media. Keep putting everybody on the YouTube page. Remember, you can catch us on Apple, Spotify. Look us up on Facebook, Keep It a C-Note Podcast. You can listen to the episodes directly from the Facebook page. You know, just continue to show love. Continue to inbox us with your questions of the day, with your topics that you want us to debate, with people that you want us to have on. And, you know, we got you. Again, I'm your boy Brown. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell everybody to keep it a C-Note. Now I holla at y'all.
Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da 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 da.